Today is a pretty exciting day. We are bringing out the E36 M3 build from the storage garage here in Ontario. It is March still, but spring has started and it's warm weather. We haven't had snow in quite a while. It's raining, all the salt's getting washed off, so I figured why not bring out the E36 a little bit early. If I get any bad weather, I'll just kind of keep it in the parking garage and drive the new car. But other than that, let's get the new car ready. I got a strut bar I'm going to be installing. Going to be doing an oil change, jacking the car up, and then also going over all of the bolts and everything and doing a little bit of a test drive before we bring it back to Toronto. Let's get into it. Them tight. You can kind of see on this side, it looks like there's a small spacer underneath the plate because the E36 has these humps right here. And on this side, you can see the plate is just flexing. And you can tell this is just a cheap quality strut brace. But those bumps, I think I'm going to take this one off, add some washers underneath it to give it some support so this top frame isn't flexing as much. You can even see right here, like, that's a pretty big gap. So maybe I'll put a washer on top of all of them just to give it a better surface area. So I have all the bolts in place. I put in some extra washers since the gaps are really loose. It's this cheap strut bar. And then this one's my strut bar dependent right here, where I need to tighten down the end links here and here. If you're an E36 owner, you want a little tip to jacking up your car if you've slammed it. So the front lip's too low to get the jack underneath to get to the front subframe to lift it up. So I put in the little, if you can keep the factory jack, the roadside assistance one, plug it in there, get up a little bit, and you can get your actual jack underneath it. You're gonna jack the car up and do an oil change. All right, so it's been sitting all winter, and I pull it up, and we got a little bit of leakage, which is not good. We got thick brown. Got a little bit of blue coolant and a little bit of water from something else, but it's hard to see if this is power steering fluid or engine oil. I think it's power steering fluid. I don't know. It's soaked underneath here, which is not good, considering when I rebuilt this, I changed every single gasket. Super wet. Right at the bottom of the oil pan gasket. If I was to do another oil pan gasket on this car, it'd be absolutely ridiculous since I already did it when it was out of the engine, and to do it requires so much work. But yeah, it looks like we're leaking a little bit of coolant, so we gotta figure out what that is. Not really too much I'm concerned with. It's been sitting for like 8 months and it's like 10 millimeters, so it's really nothing, it's sweating, but the oil, definitely concerning. So I go to get underneath the car to do an oil change. I thought I had my oil stored here with my oil filter, and I can't find my oil. So it looks like we'll just start it up, do a little bit of soft drive on it, and do the oil change in a couple kilometers. I'm just gonna hop underneath, do an inspection of the bolts, make sure, like all my bolts have like white marker lines, make sure they're tight. So I'm just gonna go review everything, make sure everything's good before I pull it out and start it up. I'm thinking it might be power steering fluid down there, so let's see. I think power steering is pretty low and that looks the exact same color, so I think it's probably mostly the power steering, the top hat there, but we'll see. We'll also check the oil level. Let's see. Yeah, oil level's not too bad. Looks like we're down
little leader. You know, there wasn't really that much down there. So I think it's mostly probably power steering leaking, which is probably a rack seal or something, which I'll have to sort out. We got lots of oil on it. So yeah, it's not really something that I'm too concerned about. So I'm gonna hook the booster up, start it, and then take it for a little test drive. So I still have my shitty tires on the back, so I'm just gonna change those off, put the good tires on, and we'll go for a little test drive before we go out. And then maybe we'll get Teresa behind the steering wheel for 5 minutes, see if she can drive manual again. Got power. Let's see if we've got enough juice. It's alive! Bit of a high idle, to be expected. It's been stored for quite a bit. It's settling down. Oh, doesn't sound too good. Oh, there we go. At least she starts. That's all that matters. Shredded these last time we were drifting before we parked it. Holy, look at the chunks of tread missing. Remember we were drifting it before we parked it?
Yeah.
See how it's all good here? Like the tread was just so dry and old that I just ripped off chunks of it.
Jeez.
If you have a BMW, I recommend doing lug nut conversion. This is the best thing when you're changing tires. And Teresa's gonna blow the car up because she thinks it's really dusty and dirty. Whoa, Teresa, don't dust off my paint. She's alive. She's acting a little rough. She's been stored for a little bit, but it's okay. We're bringing her home. Work out the kinks. I got the E36 home, drove through the rain. Felt really good to get behind the steering wheel. You tighten up maybe to get alignment. Then yeah, in about a week I'll do an oil change, check out the power steering leak. Got it right beside the new 3 Series, and yeah. Thanks for following the vlog. Like it if you like the video, if you like the content, and subscribe for more BMW E36 content, new car content, turbo content. Subscribe for all of that stuff.